Alright, going to the last one that I did for today. Uh, this is back to 150% because one, I want it to be a shorter video, and two, it wasn't as terrible because I had already seen most of the terribleness from the last one. So first we have the Devoted Knights. Again, we're orbiting at 10-15 for the most part, starting off usually 15. We're trying to kill out the annoying frigates. For these guys, it's absolutely the heralds and then the smiths. If you can get some of the priests in there as well, then it'll take out the reps that the devoted are getting, which obviously is useful. You want them to die, not get repairs. So this guy's going to have trouble hitting the heralds at the start, but he should be able to manage it if there aren't too many of them. So in this case, there's only a couple. You still want to take them out because they're going to mess with your range, and your range is already terrible. Make sure you have your other guys locked up so they can get reps like local needs there. Ran out of range on shooting one of those, but the drones are still out. Of course, if the smiths aren't in range to really nuke me, then I'm not super concerned about it either. I did bring in the range for the knights, so we are orbiting them a little bit closer. And now we're going to start killing them anyway, so that'll help. Drones are still out. There are no towers to kill my drones, so they're going to sit out. These guys really don't shoot your drones a whole lot, so we're not super concerned. Now, ran out of cap, weapons still shooting. I could hit my cap booster, but I really don't need to. I'm not taking any real damage. I have remote reps on. My other guys aren't taking any real damage. You can hit your cap booster if you want to. They're not quite free to use, but they're fairly free to use. Use them, absolutely, if you want. I just didn't really see a need to myself this time, so I didn't do it. We're down to one knight. Oh, crap. No, I'm going to back up on this thing. Sorry, I have to back up my own video. Let's see, where did that go? Okay, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, it looks like my drones are killing the lookouts. I didn't know what happened to them. I'm like, there were lookouts. Where'd they go? Like, because I looked 1 minute, I was shooting a knight. The knight's gone. It's like, okay, I'm going to have to kill these three Wait, what? Where are the frigates at? Sorry I bounced back on the video on you, but that was driving me nuts earlier. But from the look of it, looks like my drones just took them out and made my life easier. So, we killed the knights. One left. I had forgotten to throw my drones on them, is what happened there. But it was fine, because now the lookouts are taken care of, and we're just finishing up the last night. Now, I could have probably approached this a little bit sooner and had less transit time, but if you look in the top left corner there, I still have lots of time left as far as my 6 minutes and 40 seconds goes for this site. So it's not a huge concern. If you can do it, make sure that you're towards the gate or you're heading out earlier if at all possible. However, if you have lots of time, you got lots of time, not really concerned about it, right? So, grabbing loot here. 75 million, that's above average. 50 is about average for that. And we're heading towards the next room. And this is absolutely where I forgot to turn my armor rep on. I should have had one going into this room, but I definitely didn't. And it took me a minute to realize. But, I mean, it's a Karybdis, so it's not too bad. Now, this is another horrible, annoying room. Because if you look, we've got Karybdis again with another stinking Yeet cloud behind her. Don't like it. Worst room, second worst room ever. Okay, now, it's a tough toss-up. So we're going to have to be careful again in going to Karybdis to make sure we don't eat out. So what I've started doing is, instead of having them approach my tank, which is normally what I do, is I have them going around Karybdis on their own, so that they're not going to eat all the way out of this spot, 177 million, by the way. So they're not going to eat right out of the abyss and die to nothing. Like, it's the worst thing ever to have that happen. So we're going to go in on an angle. We're being shot at. That is switching to one of my other characters. And they're all going to individually approach. And they will get there to destroy Karybdis. However, here's where we're going to want to watch out for. Karybdis is right there. We hit a Yeet Cloud. I stopped. Don't normally like to do that. However, I'm not flying into the goddamn abyss and losing my ships again. I've learned that trick. So you don't get to do that to me, Karybdis. So we're going in. I should have been shooting something, but I ended up switching to my other ammo so that I can do more damage to Karybdis. Now, we're getting a little bit closer here. You can see that, again, there's no Yeet Cloud directly around Karybdis. And, if I remember correctly, there's nothing really to stop me from using my drones here either. Did I bring them out? I can't remember. Anyway, either way, at this point in time, because there's no Yeet Cloud directly around Karybdis, if you want to put your guys back around your tank, by all means do so. I turned my AB back on because I wasn't worried about yeeting out of the abyss now. And that gives me, obviously, a little bit more transversal, although if you're not flying directly at Karybdis and you're not completely stopped, keyword should, you should be okay. So Karybdis is going down pretty good. Let that go for a couple more hits, and then we're going to approach the gate transfer conduit. Already grabbed the loot, so we don't have to worry about that. Now we just have to kill the remaining fealties. If your drones go through the Yeet Cloud now, it's fine. They're not by the edge now. The fealties are going to follow you at this point. So just start heading back, start shooting them. If you can use drones, you can use drones. If you don't, you don't. There we go. I pulled mine out. There were still 6 fealties left to help DPS. Drones add up to 300 damage. It's fairly significant in any tier of the Abyss. So, absolutely, if you can use them, use them. If you're going to lose them, try to lose them for a good cause. If you don't, that's alright. Unfortunately for them, they're disposable and probably won't become rogue drones that take over the universe. Probably. Okay, so those are gone. We're going to return the drones in. We're going to get ready for the next room, and we still have about 10 minutes left, so we're doing fantastic on time here. So we had a Yeet Karen and a Devoted again. However, this one was a Drek Room, which, for the most part, I really don't mind the Drek Rooms. If you can, kill the Starving on the way. They'll catch up to you really quickly. Then we're going to go for the Tangling Kikis. There is a single striking Kiki, but I'm not worried about one striking Kiki. The damage isn't significant. Any of your guys can tank it, no problem. So I did the Damavik, I did the 2 Kikis. To be fair, though, I just didn't realize there was a 3rd Kiki. And then I did the Drekviks. And by the time I realized there's a 3rd Kiki, I'm like, easily tanked, not a problem. So, the other thing I want to show you is that in this case, because these are Damaviks, I'm going to shoot all of the Drekviks individually. We're going to put on the cult ammo, and all 3 of them are going to be shooting different targets. They ramp up very well in the Abyss. We do tons of damage as we go along. If you add them all up shooting Deep Watchers, you can hit well over 2,000 DPS with your 3 frigates. And that's with one of them being a tank. If one of them wasn't, it would be so much more. But, oh right, we kind of need a tank. Alright, no problem. So you can see that they're all going down. I did take a look at the range on those medium-range Deviants, because sometimes when they get towards the edge, which these guys did, you can use your drones. But at the time, I was within 45 kilometers. I don't like to bring out drones unless I'm usually about 50, 60 away. Because even if you're 45 away, well, you know what? Maybe they're on the side where the tower is, and they're going to take damage. So I did also look at how much EHP it had, and because I have killed one before, it's just not worth it, though. Their EHP is ridiculous. It's almost a shame that they couldn't use that as another tactic in the Abyss to make it more interesting. It's like, oh look, you can destroy these towers, and it will take a reasonable amount of DPS to do so. So, we're down to the last one. As far as the Drekviks go, I put the drones on the Kiki. I just wanted to kind of take them out while I was working on that. I figured drones can kill the Kiki, drones can kill the Damaviks. And it's like, okay, I was reasonably certain that my guys were regrouped at this point. We're going to start approaching the conduit. If you take a look at Locavel there, he's taken some damage to his armor. And the reason why is because he is not, in fact, regrouped. He is currently flying out of the abyss, and one of those Damviks is following him. Now, fortunately, there's no speed cloud or some such thing. I brought my drones back as they were flying out of the abyss to try shoot the last Damvik. And also there were towers coming up. But I got my guy turned around. He didn't go that far into armor. I still did not like that, though, in any kind of way. He finished up the last one. My guy started heading towards the exit. You can see the time there's, again, sitting about that 15-minute mark or so, which is a very respectable time to do it in. And we're just going to grab the loot, which this one was, again, a fairly decent drop. So we were hitting in around 300 million on that one. We'll check it when we get out. Unfortunately, the Abyss Tracker is down tonight, and I can't give you the exact amounts, which is kind of sad on my part. And also, unfortunately, I'm lazy. We'll probably not fix that later. But we'll go to my character. We'll take off those 7 things that I always take off. And we see that we have about 336 million estimated for that run. Not bad at all. I will see you for the next one.